the newspaper is very old. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Mike? The history, just a brief history on the paper?
It started in actually September 1905, so we're just passing our 115th anniversary now into our 116th year. Started with two gentlemen. One of them was coming off a train, and he was a printer, and he was looking for work. And the gentleman that he met said, "Well, let's start a paper." For the first paper was the Winter Garden Ricochet. It was a 4-page thing. We still have the scans of the original first edition of this paper. And it had things like who came into town and who was going on vacation.
Now that's not a big small town.
And the
that's
ads were, where you could get these little tiny groceries that you may need and stuff like that. And one of the things that Cyndi said earlier about people calling for the bus routes, even in 2020, we're still getting calls like that today. People asking, where do I pay my electric bill or things like that. And, we don't turn them away. We try to find those answers for them because we know that's our heritage. That's what we fulfill. And so going back to those old papers and seeing what they focused on kind of still informs what we do today. Albeit a much different, larger scale, but we hope to keep that feel in what we do. So it's just neat to go back and see, yep, that's still the flavor that we want to provide today.
You said 1904, right?
1905.
1905. Okay, so 2 years after the city got started and a few years before it actually became incorporated.
Yep.
So you beat the incorporation of the city.
Yep.
That's an old paper with deep roots.
And it ran through many owners and many different names, and then to arrive at what we are now. All of our editorial staff lives in West Orange. They breathe West Orange. They have families in West Orange. We have kids in West Orange schools. Those are the kind of ties that we want to have with the community. We are a part of this community as well. So I think that allows us to keep that hyper-local
personally,
flavor.
like your family, you're part of this community. We could see you at Publix, that sort of thing.
We're very much, we wear that on our sleeves. That we're pro West Orange. In an age where you want to look for bias, that's our bias, is that we're pro this community, and that's all. That always will be the case.
So that's good. That's the importance of a local paper. You have CNN, you have Fox News, and everybody knows that you're going to turn one of those on and you're going to get a great, great bias on either side. It's on both. Everybody knows that at this point. But with the local paper, I loved what you said, and I hadn't heard that before. Your bias is West Orange. What is your reach with the paper? How far do you guys actually reach out?
Well, we're reaching about a little over 75,000 readers every week. So that's fantastic. And we've done that. We've grown so much since the Observer bought us. Of course, we're carrying all that history and just expanding it, you know what I mean? So with that reach, that's 2 newspapers. We have multiple special sections. We have a monthly magazine. We have Health Matters, things that are specific to certain topics and themes. Everything that we do is geared to how can we help the community. And then, of course, we have the orangeobserver.com. We call that our daily publication, so people can be finding out the news daily, even though our print product is a weekly. And so we reach all the way to 192, in the 34787 zip code. And then, of course, we've got Dr. Phillips and Windermere and Gotha and Metro West, and we're very broad. We blanket West Orange County.
So you talked about the website, and then from the website, that's where you have the social media. So it's good to be on Facebook and get all the up-to-date live stories, so you don't have to wait a week.
Absolutely.
There's the West Orange Times, which we all know, and then tell us about the newer paper and where it covers.
Yeah, in 2015, we introduced the Southwest Orange Observer, and so our paper covered all of that before, but we pride ourselves most on being hyper-local. And as the area is growing and we were growing, we were losing a little bit of our hyper-local opportunity. So it was really important to us that we created the Southwest Orange Observer so that we could continue to grow and maintain our hyper-local value.